Welcome to the live stream. We are going to start right away. We're going to start right away. Welcome to the live stream. All right, welcome. Okay, let's continue. I'm going to run some, and we're going to run analysis today. We're going to analyze some pairs, and if you have any pair you want me to analyze, I'm also going to do that. So make sure you bring all the pairs you want me to analyze. The analysis is going to be fast, so we're not going to spend a lot of time. Now, before we proceed, okay, I'm going to do this at the end of the session. So let me start with analyzing gold. If you have any pair you want me to analyze, also bring it out, list it on the comment section. So I'm going to analyze them also. If you have any pair you want me to analyze, just list them. Yeah, I'm going to do that. First of all, let's start with this gold. Okay, for the CAN concept, before you learn CAN concept, first of all, you need to learn the advanced Msnr first before you go for the CAN concept. All right, so that's how it is. Now, if I want to start with this gold, you can see here that we have this RBS here. This was a resistance before it was broken, it became RBS. So this market on weekly, this is a weekly chart, expecting the market to come here. Now, the only time the market is not rejecting anything here from the top, so this is an all-time high. This is an all-time high here. So since that is an all-time high, we are not expecting any rejection to change the direction of the market. Not that the direction of the market cannot change now. It can change, but some things need to happen before that changes. But currently the market is bullish. Both everywhere the market is bullish, weekly is bullish. You know that already, expecting the market to come here. Now, if the market doesn't want to get to that place, then the market can react from this OCL here. Now, this is one of the OCLs I also use whenever I'm trading. I'm going to create a video on types of OCL. Then I'm going to upload that so you guys will learn. There are different types of OCL. So this is one of the OCL. This is one of the types of OCL that we can take a trade from. Now the market is here. So the market can decide to move from this OCL or from this area. Now the market is reacting from this OCL. If I go to my daily, okay, this guy said I've learned the advanced Msnr. Then you can send me a message on WhatsApp. Send a message on WhatsApp. Now, if this is a daily candle, I'm not going to do anything on this trade yet. This is a daily candle here. If this daily candle ends as bullish candle, the way it is like this, if it ends as bullish candle, then I'll be ready to enter a trade. Then my TP is going to be up here. It's going to be up here, this area. So if this candle ends as bullish, today's candle ends as bullish, that means I'm going to enter the market from tomorrow. If today ends as bullish, Then from tomorrow, I can start entering the market. Then this place here, you can use that for your TP. You can take your first TP here. Here's going to be your first TP. Take your first TP here. Second TP is going to be up here. So that's how we are going to take that trade. Okay. Now, going to 4 hour, even going to lower time frames like 1 hour, 30, 15 minutes, you can still get some trades here, but there are no, for now, I'm not seeing any trade to take on lower time frames now. But by the end of today, if that candle ends the way we say it should end, then there will be a lot of opportunities to enter the market. This will be TP1 here. Then this is going to be our, okay, where is that TP1? This is going to be our TP1 here. This QM here is going to be our TP1. Here's going to be our TP2. But for now, the market is just forming and giving us a sign that it's going to be bullish. Remember, this market was continuing what here? This is a pullback, a retracement. Then what do we have here? We have weekly reject weekly, and we have what do we have here? We have daily breakout. Now you now see how easy the market is. This market is very easy. Market is always very easy. You don't have to stress yourself. Market is always very easy. You don't have to stress yourself when analyzing this market. You see how easy it is. I got my, see how easy the market is. I just got my storyline set. What do we have here? We have weekly reject weekly OCL here, and the market ends as a breakout here on daily. That means the market is set to move. So if we have trades now, if we get trades from lower time frame, what are you going to expect? We're going to take our first TP here, second TP here, and a trade from this level, a trade from all this level here, picking trade from this level up to here will be up to 1:30 at this point. Here will be up to 1:15. So you now see that the market is very easy, very simple. So most times you don't need to confuse yourself with a lot of concepts that doesn't work. All you need is a simple concept that works. So that's what I'm going to say here. I'm just going to wait for today to end. And before today ends, the market is going to give us entry point. That's how the market is. Before it ends, you give us entry point. You should start entering from tomorrow. That's how the market is. That's how the market is. So when you understand what your higher time frame is saying, your lower time frame is not going to confuse you. You won't be confused if the market is bullish or the market is bearish or thereabout. Now, if you have any pair you want me to analyze, let's do that. Let's do that. Let's go to, let's do someone say USD JPY. I have an analysis up there. I don't want to cancel that. I don't want to touch the analysis I have here. So let me just use this fresh one for the analysis. Now we always start from our weekly. Now we start from the weekly. So based on this weekly, what do we have here? We had, you can see here, what was the weekly? We have this. This was a QM. This was RBS here when the market broke, and the market is reacting from this RBS. Now, before the market reacts, the market is not really reacting here because it came down to this place, this OCL here. So that's the OCL where the market is reacting from. I wasn't even expecting this market to get to this place. So this is the OCL where the market is reacting from here on weekly. And the market is bullish already on weekly, so we know what we're looking for. If I go to daily, the market is really simple. So if I go to daily here, what do we have? We've gotten daily reject daily and daily breakout. This is very simple, showing that the market is now bullish. The market is bullish on weekly, and you can see now that the market is bullish also on daily. Daily reject daily, daily reject daily here, daily breakout. Very simple. So now that the market has broken out here, Where do I expect this market to come back to based on daily breakouts? Now, this area here is good to pick a trade. This support here, very good. The market can come to this support. This is support where we expect the market to come to, because this daily reject daily breakout, and they all happened where they happened on the weekly OCL. You can see the weekly OCL here. Despite this candle did not print well, this is an OCL here. So moving down to moving down here, which we have here, there's also these RBS which the market can decide to use without coming lower to that our entry. So on this place here, we can see that our entry models, we don't struggle to get our entry models because of what? We understand what the market is doing from weekly to daily. Someone says, so XAU USD is being confirmed bullish. Yeah, it's bullish. And when the market ends with that bullish candle today, the bullishness will be very strong. We don't trade now. Why? Someone is asking me, but is it not compulsory to wait till the weekly candle closes? You don't have to wait for. That's the mistake people do. That's the mistake people make when trading this Msnr. You don't have to wait for weekly to end, because before that weekly, when that current weekly candle that is being formed, before that weekly candle starts forming, there is a storyline that is running already. So we always trade the current storyline. What storyline do we have? We have a current storyline running. Now, since we have a current storyline running, we move with that current storyline, and that is the storyline we're going to be using. And if you check there, we have a current storyline already that is active. All right. All right. If you have a question, also list it in the also in the comment section so I can answer you. So for the USD JPY, you see what I was saying here on daily. If I move down to 4-hour or lower time frame, we will get more better entries. You see that the market is also just moving up. It's bullish here, also very bullish. So now that we have that already, we have this already. This market, remember, this is 4-hour. Yes, you can ask your question. Which broker do you use for chat? I use forex.com for chat. Now, if this, remember, this is where we expect the market to come to based on daily. This is the area you expect the market to come to. Now we have the rejection and the breakout. So this is when the storyline started here. So we can also get our trade from inside this place. We can also get our trade from inside here. Inside here. From this support, I mean, you can get our trade from this support here. You know that already. Now we've gone to 4-hour. What happened? We've gone to 4-hour. This is when the 4-hour broke out. Look at 4-hour breakout here. This 4-hour breakout. And this place also, 4-hour here, is also valid for us to take our trade. This is a 4-hour support. So the market will either come back here to give us a nice trade, and we'll enter a trade from there. Enter a trade from here. Your target is going to be here. Your target is going to be, TP is going to be here. Because if we go to the weekly chart here, look at the weekly. This is where the market came from. This is the weekly here. This is where the market is going to. So if we get a trade, we can hold it to that place. So this lower part here is our best bet if we want to take a trade. Here is very good. If we want to take a trade, very good to take your trade there. Now, the market might decide not to get to this point, but Because of what? Because a lower time frame might be giving us entries. And if you check 1 hour here, you see that 1 hour also here have a breakout here. Have a breakout there. So after the breakout, before the breakout, do we have any support, or do we have any support here? We have a value support. And where is the support? Here is the support here. So if the market wants to dip down, look at this support area where the market can come to. This is a lower time 1 hour giving us entry. Even if I go to 30 minutes, 45 minutes, we still have entry here. All those key level, all of them have a breakout. You see there, breakout. So 30 minutes also have a breakout, all of them. So if you take a trade here also, if the market decides to get here and you take a trade from here, we take a trade from here. Remember, we always use 7 pip stop loss when we are trading USD JPY. So if I take a trade from here, my 7 pips stop loss, that's what we use. So if I take a trade from there, is up here, which is going to be 1:13. Which is 1:13. Now, if the market, remember why we are taking trade, remember this place was an entry from a lower time frame. The best trade would have come from where? From this our daily support, which is reacting from where? Weekly OCL. You see that already. I explained this from the beginning of the video. So that's going to be our best bet here. But this is another entry here the market is giving on this support here on a lower time frame. So if you have any pair you want me to analyze, you can list them. Someone said Euro USD. Okay, let's add Euro USD to the chart, and I'm going to do Euro USD. Then for those that are trading synthetic also, you can list the synthetic pairs you want me to analyze. Then I'll do that. I'll only do 2 synthetic pairs, and we're done. Now we're going to start from the weekly. Look for our storyline. Remember, I've dropped a video on storyline, right? So currently now the storyline of the market is bullish. The market is not rejecting anywhere. You see, this is the current market moving. It's not rejecting from anywhere. Rejection must come from fresh level. Remember what I taught you guys in the storyline video. There's no this thing here. So our storyline is still bullish. So now this market is heading where? It's heading to this support that we have here. That's the support that we have there. And now if we look at this support, remember this is also a bullish storyline because we had what we had here. You can see here, weekly reject, weekly breakout here. Weekly reject, weekly. If we go to daily, we have a daily breakout. Look at it, weekly reject, weekly breakout. So now the market is heading where? The market is heading to the weekly support level. From that support level, we have daily. Even also when we go down to daily, what do we have? This is a daily support level. So the market, except the market wants to change storyline, okay? Outside changing storyline, what happened? The market is supposed to respect this zone, this whole zone like this. It's supposed to respect this zone, tap and start pushing up, touching this support. It must touch this support before it start pushing up, okay? So what we will likely have for the storyline is going to be weekly and daily reject daily and daily breakout, or daily reject daily and 4-hour breakout. Then the market will start going up. Now when we get our entry model, where do you want to take our TP? It should be up here. Up here. The only thing that will make this market not to move up to this point is if the market wants to change direction. That's when you can see the market breaking down and coming more lower. And one thing about trading, CAN concepts or advanced Msnr is that the only time you're going to hit SL is when the market wants to change storyline. But outside the market changing storyline, you will always get your full TP. That's guaranteed. Full TP, you're always guaranteed there. Now, if I go to 4-hour, Let's go to 4R and see. If I go to 4R, you see that in 4R, we have, what do we have? We have a bearish market coming down, because during this phase where the market is just pulling down like this, you see this is just a pullback, but in 4R, there's a bearish market. So what do we expect from the bearish market? The bearish market 4R has no power over higher time frame. Weekly is bullish, daily is bullish. So weekly and daily have power over 4R. Except the market wants to change storyline, that's when daily and weekly will turn bearish. But for now, the both of them are bullish. Since they are bullish, what do? We don't care about what 4 hour is doing. We care about what the daily and weekly time frame is doing. So that's how we are going to move with our trade. Okay, that's how we're going to follow up with our trade. So the next pair, which I'm going to, at this point, we can even get, when we get our entry models, very easy. If we get our entry model from here, we get our entry model from here, we get our entry model from here. What do? We enter the trade, and our TP is going to be up here, and getting a trade from down here and your TP here on Euro USD with 4 pip stop loss or 6 pip stop loss, that's from here to here is going to be up to 1:40, 1:30. You see how these trades are easy. Now, the only thing that will make this market not to come back here to TP is if the market wants to change its direction. Now you see daily or weekly time frame dropping. But outside that, is going to get to full TP. That's one thing you should know. I always say that the only time we hit SL is when the market wants to change storyline. Okay, fine. We're done with Euro USD. Let me go to V75 for the synthetic traders. Let's go to V75 for my synthetic traders. Now, for V75, the last time we came live, we did an analysis, and this level here was our weekly SBR, and this was our weekly weekly SBR, weekly resistance. Okay, that was the level there. So let me confirm these key levels again. Let me confirm those key levels and make sure that they are valid. On MT5, we're going to go to our MT5 to confirm that those key levels are valid, so I can use them and draft and map our analysis. This is V75 1S. Okay, yeah, those key levels are valid. This here is a resistance. Okay, now the market disrespected. This is weekly. It's weekly key level here, so the weekly key level did not push the market down. Let's just take this out for now. Let's take it out for now. If weekly, based on the weekly chart, if weekly closes above here, this current week closes above here, then here is going to end up being AQM, this line here. Okay, but for now, let's just leave it there for now. Let's just leave it there for now until the week ends. Now let's go to daily. On my daily chart, daily is in a bullish storyline. Daily is on a bullish story. I can see here when the market started, daily reject daily here. See, daily reject daily here, and a breakout here, and since then the market has been moving up. Now, since the market is moving up, where do I expect this market to get to? Where do I want this market? Where do I want to enter the trade? Now we can start getting our trades from lower time frame. Okay, and lower time frame, remember, we only use OCLs. This OCL is no more valid, it has been mitigated. You see here, it's no more fresh, it has been mitigated there. The market is coming below that OCL. We only use OCL on weekly and daily. We don't use OCL anything lower than that. So now that we have this, there are 2 points. Remember when I did the direction videos based on daily, there are 2 points where the market can do what? There are 2 points where the market can react from on market. When I did a video on market direction, if not watch the video on market direction, just go on my page and type, search for market direction videos. You're going to see it there. Now we have this RBS. We also have this QM here. So these are the 2 places where we can be looking for trade as the market is pulling back. You get, this is where the market is pulling back from, and we are looking for trades. So based on weekly, remember we are still working with weekly and daily here. Based on weekly here is bearish, weekly is bearish, daily is bullish. So this bullishness might be trying to push the price up here, or the bearishness of the weekly might get very strong since this market is rejecting from here, from this place. You see this place, you see this QM. I'm also going to give you guys free videos on types of QM. But first of all, I'm going to do video on types of OCL. Now, this QM might lead this market. Remember, weekly is bearish. So since weekly is bearish, the daily will be looking for a way to become bearish too. But to a point where the market is heading to tap somewhere on weekly, it might make, sometimes it make the daily to turn bullish. That's why this daily here is bullish. So tapping here now, we can wait here, see weekly, daily reject daily. We go down to 4 hour. I check this. We had daily reject daily, we had 4 hour breakout here. So the market is still dropping. Now, despite we have daily reject daily here, these are the areas where the market can tap and decide to take a turn to continue going up to this weekly resistance. Remember, the weekly resistance is very powerful. If the market wants to start shooting down, what it will do, it can move from here to weekly resistance, tap it, and come back to break. Now, if it doesn't do that, it will want to use a daily point. It can decide to use a daily point, come to this daily QM, and start moving down, change storyline and start moving down. That's what the market wants to do. So what do we have here now? The market wants to head here. Since the market wants to head here, I'm not going to go more deeper to our topics and other types of storyline we use. We have different types of storyline, but I've dropped the normal storyline, which everybody should know, the easiest one. Now, if this market wants to move, it might decide to move down here or here and start moving up again. So we don't trade what we imagine. We don't trade what we think. We trade what the market is telling us. So for now, we have a rejection here. We have 4 hour breakout here. 4 hour breakout here. And the market is bearish. We did it. Okay, now this candle here, today's candle needs to end. When today's candle ends, that means this resistance here will be good for us to pick a trade. And another thing to pick a trade should be that this resistance will be good to pick a trade. And picking a trade from here, if for example the market comes back after the change of story and comes back, tap you in here, your first TP should be taken out your TP on this line. On this line, that's where you should be taking out your TP. Or the market can decide to do another thing. What can the market decide to do? The market can still decide to tap here. This is a pullback. Continue till it touches here, because at this point the weekly is the one controlling the market, not really the daily. So, and daily is bullish already. When this candle ends at the end of today, that's when the storyline will change. Remember, for this storyline, that's why we have rejection and 4 hour breakout. This current candle needs to change because daily can still decide to come here, turn bullish again. You see that? So this daily needs to change, needs to end like this for us to get this resistance that will give us a nice entry. So the next one that they selected was V75. Let's check V75. So in V75, we had a resistance here. Remember this last analysis that I did with you guys, that I was waiting for the market to come here, give me a sniper entry. Yeah, this was the point where I was waiting for, right? You still remember that trade? So the market came here, but did not really tap here. I had an entry here that would have, from here alone, this entry inside the zone to here, that the market is, would have given me like 1:40 currently. But the market did not really get here. If you watch my last analysis video, you'll see that. So for now, before we continue any analysis, let's check our weekly chart, because I always use my weekly chart to know what I'm doing on synthetic. I don't just trade synthetic blindly. So on my weekly charts here, what do we have on that place on my weekly? Now, the other weekly was mitigated. You can go to your MT5 as I'm talking. Your MT5, you see that there. The other MT was mitigated. So since it was mitigated, the market didn't really get to that point again. But at this point, it was resistance from weekly that we had, and we refined to this place on daily, but the market did not get here. Here would have been a perfect place to enter. Now that the market didn't get there, are you going to get angry? No, that the market did not get there. Yeah, no, you're not going to get angry. You continue your trade. Continue your trade. The market might give a little reaction here. Okay, market might give a little reaction there. So what do? You continue your trade. That's what you're going to do. This is a weekly this was a weekly resistance here. Weekly resistance. Let me go back to that weekly chart. That was a weekly resistance here. So now that we have this one here, so the market might try to react here, move up a little bit. The market is bearish both on weekly and on daily. The market is bearish. So now, since the market is bearish, we can get entries here. Remember what I taught you guys on the videos on market direction. After a breakout, your entry can come from those key levels. So you can get your entry here, you can get your entry here, you can get your entry here. So you don't know the one the market is going to use. So you just wait for your market. You just wait for your entry models where here, here, or here. Since the market is bearish, it's going to happen. Now, at this point where the market wants to start moving up, we can also use, we have what we call, my student know that we have what is called reversal entry model. So the reversal entry model is where we can get our reversal entry model and follow the market up to this point. So if we see our, remember we see when I say entry model, we have reversal entry model and also have continuation entry model. So if we get our reversal entry model, we will easily enter the market from here down to anywhere, up to anywhere the market wants to take us to. Then we pull back. But for now, I'm not seeing any entry which we're going to use. When I see, I'm going to update you guys. But for now, we just sit and relax. All right. So before we go, there's something I did on my TikTok. At the end of the year, TikTok gave me the most active members in my TikTok channel, and I said I had this thing, something for them. So for my YouTube channel, what that same time I'm going to be doing during the end of the year, YouTube will also give you analysis for the most active people and in your YouTube live, during your YouTube channel. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give them a gift also. So for the TikTok channel, we had 4 people that came up well, and TikTok calls them super followers. YouTube have their own also. So for the super followers, I announced it during my TikTok live. I'm going to announce this again here. So the super followers have 20% discount for any of my courses, and the TikTok followers that were able to achieve this is the first person is Tiger Wayne. That was my top gifter, Tiger Wayne. You have access to 20% discount throughout this year. You can join if you're not my student already. You want to join any of my class, be the private mentorship, which is 1K, the advanced Msnr class, or the CAN concept mentorship. You have 20% discount. Then for my top commenter, we had Kendrick. You have 20% discount for any of my programs. If you're not my student already, you can use it, but if you're my student already, you can give your discount code to your friends and family. Then my top viewer was Graham Msnr. Okay, now if you're not my student already, you can use the 20% discount, but if you are already my student, you can give the discount to your friends or family. Then the last person was Switch. Okay, so these were my top super followers on TikTok. So by the end of this year also, I'm going to do the same thing on my YouTube channel. These top super followers or super subscribers on my YouTube are going to get a gift. But this time around, it's not just going to be a discount. It's going to be something big. So make sure you participate in everything we do. So by the end of the year, we turn up to become among the super followers also. Both on my TikTok, on my YouTube, I will give them out a very big gift at the end of the year. So this one, we've gotten to the end of this live session. Okay. This is the end of the live session. I'm going to come back at live again later in the week, but I'm going to be updating videos, and in that video we're going to talk more on types of OCL. All right, bye for now, and